Love is Blind has some explaining to do. The show's latest season only follows 3 engaged couples to Mexico, one of whom ends up calling it quits before living together, leaving just 2 rocky pairs ahead of their weddings. But sleuths on Reddit and TikTok quickly discovered there were several other engagements from the pods that weren't followed, and one in particular, between Renee Poche and Carter Wall, was cut even after cameras followed them to the altar. Poche and Wall are seen individually throughout the season, first in the pods and later at the reunion barbecue, but their relationship doesn't play out on screen. In fact, fans even notice glimpses of the 2 in background shots in Mexico that seem to be edited out. We know it's common for Love is Blind to stop following certain love stories post-pods, but viewers are wondering why these 2 weren't shown when they honeymooned in Mexico and cohabitated ahead of the altar. It's especially unusual considering Season 5 definitely could have used more couple content. After all, only 2 of the couples shown ended up living together, and this season is only 10 episodes as opposed to 12 in previous seasons. Social media users have speculated there was cheating involved or that Poche may have been in a relationship during filming, seeing as she tied the knot with a different man earlier this year. We chatted with the Houston-based veterinarian about all of the speculation and got her take on what may have happened behind the scenes. POPSUGAR reached out to Netflix for a comment on Poche's storyline on the show but did not receive an immediate response. Wall also did not immediately respond to POPSUGAR's request for comment on his and Poche's relationship. Ahead, Poche addresses the rumors of her engagement with Wall and her recent nuptials, as well as shares what it was like to be on the show. Plus, she offers her take on the Uche-Lydia drama and the men of the season. POPSUGAR. First things first, there are tons of rumors circulating on TikTok and Reddit that you and Carter were engaged on the show. Can you tell us what happened? Renee Poche, we did get engaged in the pods and we were chosen to be followed for the rest of the journey. We did go all the way to altar, but we did not get married. We fell in love with each other in the pods. We were very excited about everything and things went really well in Mexico as well. We were always very pleasant, funny, happy, and enjoyed each other's company. But once we got back to Houston and back to the real world, I started noticing things that I kind of ignored or blew off that were red flags I should have picked up on. And eventually I did say no at the altar. I was just as shocked as everybody else. P.S. We know Love is Blind doesn't always follow engagements to Mexico and the altar, but it seems strange you were filmed up until that point, but the love story wasn't shown in the series. Do you have any insight into what might have happened? RP, I was just as shocked as everybody else. I got a call a couple months before the show aired, in August, to let me know that our story wasn't going to be a big focus. What I was told was, we'll just, point blank, say that Carter was awful and we don't want you to have to relive that. That's just not going to be a big focus. They also said timing was an issue, so they decided to cut our story. That's what I was told. P.S. So you didn't know what was going to be shown before you saw it yourself? RP, I did ask for clarification because I was so confused at first. My first question was, wait, the wedding's not going to be shown? She was like, no wedding. So I kept asking more and she was like, I think it's going to be more like, you guys are friends from the pods. It was very vague and I still thought that possibly we were going to be engaged on the show and then kind of cut down from there. P.S. It seems odd to still be left in as friends. RP, I really don't know the real reason, but I can speculate. I have my own opinions on why and likely what happened, but it's not something that I was actually told. I don't know if I should get into it. I will eventually, but not now. P.S. We now know from your social media that you're married. Congratulations, by the way, so people have been wondering whether your current relationship contributed to that editing decision. Were you in a relationship before or during the time you were on the show? RP, I was never in a relationship. During casting, I was single and we didn't film for about 8 months after, and I was single that whole time. I think that rumor came from people seeing that I got married later on, so they were like, it just has to be that this was during the same time. But no, I was single, and I even think Carter would say there were other issues maybe, but definitely not that. P.S. I think people also forget how much earlier these shows are filmed.